Good morning, dear brothers and sisters in Christ. Let us dive into the Word. In today's Gospel, taken from John chapter 6, verse 16 to 21, we see the disciples getting on a boat and start to row across the Sea of Galilee towards Capernaum. And so while they were rowing, it gets dark and the water starts to rise as the storm is on its way. And so finally, after rowing for about 3 to 4 miles, they see a figure walking out towards them on the water. And in the dark, in the storm, with the wind and the waves, they were so distracted and so frightened that they did not recognize him. And it's at this moment that Jesus says, "It is I, do not be afraid." And so the disciples willingly let Jesus into the boat, and suddenly the boat is at the point on the shoreline where they were supposed to go. So dear brothers and sisters, today's passage reminds us that even if we choose to live our lives without Jesus, He will come to us and meet us in our storms. Sometimes, the world is so distracting, and the world can tell us that we can just, sail through life trying to do things on our own. The evil one especially wants us to believe that. But just like in today's Gospel, Jesus comes to us. Jesus meets us in the most unimaginable ways. And it is us who need to recognize His presence. Dear friends, just a short sharing, I too have experienced darkness and storms that have really caused me to feel overwhelmed, angry, and even afraid. I remember feeling at my lowest and being hit by challenges wave after wave. And during those times, I felt so defeated. I felt so defeated, so tired, so angry, so afraid that I couldn't bring myself to go to Jesus. I resorted to seeking comfort from the world, doing worldly things that will pacify whatever that I was feeling at that moment. It felt almost impossible to go to Jesus or even sit down in prayer. But dear friends, Jesus came to me, and He came to me in many ways. He came to me through friends, people that I talked to, and He came to me through movies that I've watched, books that I've read. He came to me in so many ways that I didn't expect Him to. And it was then that I actually felt a sense of calmness in my life. Although my problems were still there, but there was that sense of calmness and there was peace in my heart because He was reminding me to not be afraid. And so, dear friends, just like the disciples today, we too may struggle with storms in our lives and we too may feel afraid. But when we let Jesus into our boats, He calms the winds and we reach our destination safely. And so, dear friends, the Gospel today reminds us that peace comes not with the absence of trouble, but with the presence of Jesus. And so I pray today that we will learn to recognize Jesus in our storms so that we too may experience that peace of Christ that only He can give, and learn to trust Him with our lives. Have a blessed day, dear brothers and sisters, and God bless.